Okay, so I'm going to make it short because actually I have 15 minutes, so you'll excuse me. I understand I'm speaking in English here. Okay. I was not told about that before, so, but it'll be okay. Look, these horrible stories I heard through all the years I was at the Knesset. As you know, it's not my first meeting with this problem, and many of the faces here I don't see for the first time. But every time you hear these stories, it makes you angry and frustrated and shaking again. So yes, it's good. Even though I asked to speak immediately, I'm happy I refreshed my feelings with these stories we just heard. Look, I want to continue from the point you finished. What was the name of the last? Zion. I want to finish with your words. Stand tall, be strong. Don't even think of committing suicide or doing anything stupid like that, because there's hope. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. I did not come here at all to make any political campaign over here. And believe me, from the guys here in this room, I'm not gonna win the election. Okay, so I mean to what I say when I'm talking about a light at the end of the tunnel in this movement, Zehut, that I'm representing, and why I deeply believe that. There's a movement. You have to understand that the problem you're facing is much, much bigger, wider than you think. You see, it's not about you guys. You've been hit by the edge of the tail of a very big, say, monster. Okay? And this monster do not aim just to the Avot גירושין.
We know that it's not just the גירושין. We know the corruption. We know the female lobbies, the feminist lobbies. We know that poverty is absolutely astronomical. The black market's astronomical, and the whole country is going to fall on this, because if there's no family in Israel, there's no country. And if you break the fathers, the mothers, and the children, what's left? That's what I'd like to know. I think people here want to know what is left if you've taken their children, taken their dignity, and taken their freedom. Especially Ukraine, the only country in the world that actually stops people from leaving.
Okay, I think we believe the same thing, so let me just continue. And what is this monster? What is this monster all about? It's about destroying identity, the whole world, actually, society. There's a war, a long war, very serious war, against any basic construction of society. The most basic construction of society is the family. If you want to destroy the family, you destroy the fathers. And it's always the same forces, those who fight against any kind of identity. Either it's a national identity, territorial identity, sexual identity, of course family identity, any kind of identities that builds the structure of the society. Those forces that are doing their best to destroy this structure become so strong since the end of World War II, and definitely in the last 3 decades, and you find yourself suddenly standing in front of a monster that in a very unique way made its way to the court system, to the political system, of course to the media, to every serious intersection that counts. And why is Zehut such a good fresh message, fresh air, light at the end of the tunnel, because the hood see the whole picture. You see, we are not fighting for you guys. We are fighting against the monster, against the whole monster, and you're gonna have the benefit of it. We're fighting against the court systems, yes, not from today. It's not about another Knesset member that promises you that he's going to change something in one of the laws. And of course, at the end of the day, if the law gets there, it's already meaningless, because it's not a part of a whole strategy that can fix the situation. It's about fighting the whole monster. We're talking. No. Let me just. I'll explain, but I have to finish. It's about the whole monster. You see, when we're fighting against the justice system, it's not because of you. It's because the justice system started to be representing that monster. When we're fighting, I don't care if you're left or right, guys. But when you're fighting for Amona, we're fighting against the same monster. Okay? When we're fighting for any kind of Jewish identity, not religious identity, but any kind of national identity, when we're fighting, it's the same monster. It's Zehut. It's identity, the national identity, the individual identity, the sexual identity, the family identity. And the ways to fight against the family are very unique. You see, family has a good name. Family sounds too good. Family values. It sounds too good to fight against family. So what do? We say everything is a family. When we say everything is a family, then nothing is a family. So this is a fight from one corner. And where do you find yourself? Against the other side. Because what is the foundation of the family? What is the peer of the family? It's, of course, the man of the house. Why is that? Through all cultures in the world, the name of the family goes after the fathers, not after the mothers. Why? Because the mother is the house, but the family is the father. Okay? When you destroy the foundation, the concept of a father, when the man in the house become a danger, just from being a man, it's already an enemy, okay? Like that, to destroy the family. It's not against you, it's against the family. You're asking, what is the monster? The monster are all these forces that fighting against identity. And guess what? There's a movement today in Israel, a party today in Israel, that its basic name is Zehut, identity. And therefore, we're not going to jest. We're not just not going to jest. And God willing, we're going to get in the coming Knesset with the very serious forces, Be'ezrat Hashem. We're going to do it, Be'ezrat Hashem. And we're not going to just pass a little fixing in a little law that might help you somehow. No, this is not what we're going to do. And we're not even fighting for you. We're fighting against that monster. We're going to do everything. We're going to pass, of course, fix some of these laws, but we're going to fix the justice system. We're going to fix the whole attitude to the concept of family. We're going to deal with the whole disease at the same time, and not only with the
I have a question.
Symptoms. Thank you. Yes, please.
What happens in the meantime? You're destroying a whole generation of people.
Look, meantime, things are getting a little bit better. And why? Let me tell you, not that I think the things are better, but there is, we start seeing some good signs. Okay? And I'll tell you what I mean. Did you see the Brexit in England? Did you see Donald Trump in America? What are these?
Those are signs?
Yes.
Wow. Anti-establishment signs.
Those are signs that the whole Western society are sick and tired of losing its identity. We're talking about the same things. And it's going to get here too. You're asking what's going to be with you tomorrow morning? I'll be honest with you. I cannot help you tomorrow morning. I have to be honest. I'm not even in the Knesset right now.
I'm talking more about the children who are being affected, who are being damaged.
Believe me, I know it
In
doesn't.
the army, a new generation, the next generation, the effect on the children and our society. It's not about just the fathers. It's also about the children. That's the main thing. It's the children.
It's even more than just the children. It's the whole society. It's the whole ability of our society, of the Israeli society, to exist. Okay? This is what we're talking about. What I just wanted you to know, I'll let you ask your question immediately, but what I just wanted you to know, that somewhere along the way, there's a very serious force that understands the problem fundamentally, okay? And you're going to deal with that, whether you join it or not, because we understand in our women and children, women and men, in our party, we're not going to do it because you organize yourself as a political force and I want to get your votes. No. Because it's our platform, it's our ideology, because it's our fight against those forces who destroy the basic construction of our society.
I just want to think that most people here can name the forces, which would probably be radical feminism, feminist lobbies from America, Visa, Nomad, etc., who make a business out of, or Shalom, who make a business out of child trafficking. Why is this different? I'll tell you why I think these people think it's different. First of all, Israel is one of the only countries funded by the world. It's funded for the right to exist. But I didn't know people only had the right to exist. I thought they should have a right to life. I also find that when we try to get help outside, all these people become self-hating Jews. They're not fathers, they're not mothers, they're not children, they're self-hating Jews. They're betraying Israel and they're trained here to keep quiet. So there's no chance for people, whatever party they have. Because the court system loves women, they're allowed to lie by law, the children are taken over and over. They are women. Social workers are also women. Hey, they don't get questioned. This country is in a disaster zone right now. And I'm trying to be polite because everyone here wants to say Shoah, Holocaust, and a disaster.
And the occupation of our children.
So basically, I hear what you say, but the monster in Israel is different from the monster everywhere because you've trapped over 1 million people in here. They can't get out. It's the only country in the world you can't leave. Hotel California. What do you say the fact that you're holding all these men and women ransom and they can't even earn a penny by going outside? I don't understand. To this day, do you have anything you want to say about that?
Look, those who follows the Zehut party knows that the concept of freedom is the basic concept of our movement, of our party. This kind of nonsense will not continue once we'll have the power to change them. I can only promise you that. And those who follow me knows that I'm standing for my promises, and I mean what I say. When we'll have the power, we'll fight it and we'll change it.
I have one person who wants to I have one more.
Police want power, the women want power. We have to let go of the power. We have to let people live
I have one person who does. I know your time is very limited. Would you like to ask a question? One question. Please be polite. Please be polite.
No, it's actually not a question. It's a story that happened to me today. My name is Moti, Leyvel. I'm an activist. No, guys, please. Today I got a phone call from a guy that made Aliyah last year with his wife and 4 kids. Okay, and his kids have some problems adjusting to the culture and schools and everything. So somebody told him, listen, go to the social services, the welfare, and they're gonna help you, even with some money, help you with the apartment, whatever you need. So they went to the welfare, and since that moment, their life became hell. They're actually pursuing them. They tried to lock up the kids, okay, so he didn't have any choice after a court that they have. Listen, they made Aliyah from France, okay, and Orthodox guys, real Orthodox, okay, and he called me today and he said, Moti, listen, on March this year, I took the kids and I took them back to France. Why? He told me why. How can I close the case? How can I close the file against the welfare? How can I get them off my back? And I told him, listen, my friend, I'm very sorry. Me, myself, I'm born and raised in Israel. Okay, I serve my country. I love my country. Excuse me, but I hate the Knesset members. Okay, they do not care from us. We are the small people. Hold on. You know what my advice for him was? Okay, I told him in these words, my friend, buy a ticket and get the hell out of here, because no, guys, you do not need to applause for that. It's a very, very sad story that a born and raised, okay, a Jewish guy in Israel is telling people to leave Israel. Okay, it's very sad. It cannot be. We are, my friend, I'm going to tell you something. We are smuggling people out of Israel. Okay, people that are standing almost behind bars, taking the kids, put them in institutions. Okay, private institutions. Why? Because of money. Okay, like my friend said, child trafficking. Thank you.
I'm going to hand it back to you. Last thing before you leave. There are people being smuggled out. Lots and lots of people are trying to swim. There are people who are threatening not to come here today. Facebook is being closed down all the time. We know Homeland Security are trying to stop everyone speaking through the government. Cyber crimes, people are arrested. What is it happening? No one's even allowed to speak. It's really frightening. There should have been 3 times more people here, but they're too scared to be here.
Okay, I told you when I started today, it's not the first time I hear those stories. What I didn't tell you that I used to go and visit in jail men and women that are being in jail for a long period of times, okay, and because of those reasons. The concept is very simple. We want the whole country, but we want as minimum as state as can be. We want a small state. We want a small government. We want to minor the involvement of the state in our private lives to the minimum that's possible. And really, I'm telling you, people don't understand that concept here in Israel. People think that the state is their fathers and mothers. But basically, the concept that the state comes instead of the family is a communist, ultra-leftist concept, you know? Mother Russia, right? Mother whatever. In the Stalin regime, a child that gave away his parents to the gulags was a hero. This is what we're talking about. A state that comes instead of the family. We're talking about taking the power from the state, giving it back to the community and to the family. And we're talking about doing that in all circles of life, in education, of course in the economy, and of course in any kind of family circles, giving back the authority to the family and to the men of the house. Without doing that, these destruction movements will continue to destroy our society, and we're not giving up on that. We're not giving up on that. We're not giving up on Israel. We're not giving up on our wonderful country. Definitely not leaving it. But I'm leaving now because that was the deal, and I have to run. I'll just tell you one more thing. I don't need you to fight for you. So that's a good message. Thank you very much.